You are all very well aware about the peculiar situation prevailing in Kerala, and also the state of Kerala is near to us. We are very much aware about the situations there. You know, CPM led, Communist Party of India, Marxist led Left Democratic Front ruling Kerala now. As far as CPM is concerned, Kerala is their lone area of influence in the whole nation. They lost their political clout heavily during the last decades. Let me remind you, a slogan echoed all over the nation during 60s. That slogan was very peculiar, and at that time party comrades used to raise that slogan with glee and pleasure. After Nehru, EMS. That was the situation prevailing during the 60s. After Congress Communist Party under EMS will come to power, that was the situation. But we all know the history of, political history of Bharat. One by one, each and every bastion of Communist Party of Marxist came down, all because of their arrogance, all because of their anti-people attitude, all because of their anti-national modus operandi and intolerance towards the political opponents. That's a part of our history. The strange part of this history is Bengal. They are not ready to learn from the history of theirs. Bengal speaks a lot. Because of this very nature, arrogance, intolerance, and hate politics against the political opponents, their Bengal bastion has also been disintegrated and washed out in the political map of Bharat. Now, after this recent election, with a wafer-thin majority, CPM-led LDF ministry came into power. On the very day of the election result coming out, attacks on RSS and RSS-related organization workers, their houses, their household materials, their vehicles were attacked without any provocation. Let me remind you about the number of cases registered. आपको अजीब लगेगा, within a short span of 5 hours in Kannur district, 1 or 2 taluks, 55 cases were registered. 55 cases registered. There are n number of cases unregistered. There are number of cases unheard. Unheard means, you know, the political situation in Kerala is forcing the police force to do what their commanders says, especially the left commanders. So there are a lot of cases unheard, and also a lot of cases neglected, and also there are a lot of cases the poor people at the receiving ends dare not to complain. That's also there. I cite you one example. In Kannur, Kutuparamba is an area where one of our Tahsil Karwa, Mohan, was killed, murdered ruthlessly some years back. At that time, he has got a daughter of 2 years old. Now she is a Grihini. She is married to one Prajesh, and he is also a worker of RSS. And during these attacks, CPM carried out these attacks. Along with that, this butchered Mohan's girl's daughter's house was also attacked. Her name is Nivedita. And during that attack, the whole house has been destructed. Her husband was not there. So these people go to any extent to settle their scores. If male person are not available, females will be attacked. And they put a hatchet on Nivedita's neck and threatened her that your man will be killed. One wreath will be placed here. And the strange thing, the sad thing about this story is, police force under a circle inspector was there. Some of the policemen tried to enter and block these hooligans, but they were also threatened. While the police force was asked afterwards about this incident, why don't you stop these hooligans, goons? They were helpless. And the police officer concerned was telling, you know, why we are also not complaining. Let alone the poor people of theirs, the police were also scared. Police were also in such a fear situation. So the people at the receiving ends, lot of them are not ready to complain even. That's why I told 55 cases were registered, many number are unregistered and complained also. Afterwards, many incidents took place. You know, this murderous politics, hate politics started along with the Sangha, started in 1942 itself. Communist people started attacking Sangha at that time also. But the first murder took place in 1969, April 28. Mark this date, please. 1969, April 9. The first murder, RSS worker, RSS Mukhya Shikshak, when Ramakrishnan was killed, murdered. You know, the first accused in that case, at that time a 19-20-year-old DYFI, KSYF worker, P. Vijayan, later on became Pinarayi Vijayan, and now the Chief Minister of Kerala. Because of the lack of evidence and all that, you know, the case was not been clearly taken out. Anyway, from there started this murder politics. Whole Kerala, in all over Kerala, everywhere RSS workers were attacked. Why these attacks were being conducted against RSS? You know, many of the CPM people, because of many reasons, because of the style of functioning of RSS and the ideology, nationalistic ideology, methodology of Sangha, purely based on love and affection, many of the CPM workers started joining RSS. So, unnerved by the flow, continuous flow, unending flow of CPM cadre towards RSS, this murder started. I said earlier, all over the state, these type of activities happened. Many youngsters killed, and later on, it has been confined to Kannur because of obvious reasons. Again, last 2-3 years, there was a period of somewhat peace. But after this new government came into existence under Pinarayi Vijayan, again this attack started. And in this short span of 5 months, in May month, this government came into existence. And after that, on that very night itself, the murder politics started. And one worker, Pramod, he is in Trichur district, Kodungalur, came to Kerala, took his leave from Middle East, took his leave for voting. Actually, vote करने के लिए उन्होंने leave लिया. And on 20th, just one day afterwards, the result was announced. Pramod was killed. And then Vinesh of Tilangeri, Kannur, he was killed. Then Ramachandran of Payyanur, Ramit of Pinarayi, Vishnu of Trivandrum. 5 workers were killed within the short span of 5 months, and near about 220 cases were registered in Kannur district alone. Again, that description, you may be remembering that distinction. The registered cases are 220. 5 murders took place, but many workers are incapacitated. They lost their limbs, they lost their sight, they lost their hearing capacity. And crores of rupee worth, houses, schools, school run by RSS related persons. Even schools were attacked. Their modus operandi, when we are analyzing it closely, you can find it out that one thing I have already told, they didn't confine their attack to males alone. Even women folk were also attacked. Women folk. They are considered to be proclaimed themselves as the custodians and the protectors and saviors of the so-called Dalits, backwards, downtrodden. But see, the 90% of the person murdered by CPM are from this group. The so-called Dalits, so-called backward, so-called laborers. And also they are saying, always saying, that they are the custodians of their nature. In order to settle their score, they even attack animals, pets. You know, in one attack, they have completely destructed one zoo, set fire to the zoo, snake park, snakes, peacocks, rabbits, everything has been diminished. And another aspect of their attacks, it is not mere CPM versus RSS. It is CPM versus Rust in Kerala. Congress people were murdered. What to say? CPI, their parent organization, they were also attacked. The first political murder took place in 1965 was against a CPI worker. Comrade Damodaran was killed in Kannur. So this CPM's intolerant nature, not only limited to RSS, to all parties, not only limited to adults, even 7-year-old boy was attacked. One Karthik was attacked and his left hand was broken. So these type of attacks are going on continuously. It is mainly because of their ideology. It is basically intolerant one and struggle based one, class struggle based annihilation theory. And another unnerved by the loss of their cadres. And another thing, it's an appeasement based political strategy also, in order to appease the organized minority community there. एक प्रकार से एक गलत फहमी पर मुसलमानों के वोट मिलेंगे, आरएसएस के खिलाफ कुछ किया ही तो मिलेंगे, ऐसे एक गलत फहमी पे they are attacking RSS. So because of these reasons, these attacks are going on unabated. On this issue, particular issue, Akhil Bharatiya Karyakari Mandal passed one resolution condemning these CPM murder politics and also asking the people, including you, means media. Media is the custodian of the peace and tolerance and also freedom of expression, freedom of work. You are the people to save this, protect these rights. So in this Akhil Bharatiya Karyakari Mandal, we passed this resolution. I shall read one paragraph only. Later on, you can discuss about it. Unchecked communist violence in Kerala. The Akhil Bharatiya Karyakari Mandal of RSS strongly condemns the continuing violence of CPIM against RSS and other opponents in Kerala. Ever since the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh started its work in Kerala way back in 1942, the leftists and afterwards particularly the CPIM, unnerved by the RSS mission of inculcating patriotic feeling and the spirit of unity and oneness among the people of the state, as also its ever-growing popularity and influence among the people, have been busily engaged in a vain attempt to finish off the RSS by organizing unprovoked and wanton attacks against Sangha Shakhas and workers. Marxism is as an ideology, by its very nature, is not only intolerant but also totalitarian. And over the last 7 decades, more than 250 young, energetic and promising Sangha workers were murdered and scores of men and women incapacitated due to serious injuries in the most dreaded manner by the bloodthirsty CPM cadres all over the state with the silent connivance and approval of the leadership. The maximum number of these victimized RSS workers are from Kannur district, supposed to be the CPIM citadel. What irks the CPIM the most is the unending flow of their cadres towards the Sangha fold, attracted by its nationalistic philosophy, clean image, and its work based on pure love and affection. One magazine has been released in the Calicut BJP function also. It's revised version. I think you all have got this also.
Tomorrow we'll discuss it. Not here. केरल में एक पैटर्न दिख रहा है लगातार, इसके उसके बारे में चिंता है.
In this, we have appealed to the both governments to take appropriate session. In the last session, it was there. But see, the law and order situation is a state issue. They have to look after it. If central government is involving there, then that federal situation is being attacked, all things will come. So, we are seeing all the governments, and we are also appealing to all governments. No, we haven't asked. It is a democratic organization as per their constitution. We can't just say that ban it. We are functioning in a democratic way. And through democratic way, through peaceful discussions. See, when we are seeing the history of this politics, rule of law, for the last this मैंने discuss किया, मैंने explain किया था. Major 4 attempts were made by RSS throughout the last 3.5 decades. One under the leadership of the greatest trade union leader, Dattopant Thengdi. He himself, RSS Pracharak, he himself took an initiative. P. Ramamurthy, EMS Namboodiripad, all were contacted, sat together with the CPM people. We are not going to discuss about the history. We shall discuss about the future of Kerala. So discussion took place. But see, within 2 or 3 weeks, again murder politics was started. And afterwards, Justice V.R. Krishnaiyer took initiative. After the peace, I am forced to say that word, peace accord. It is not proper to say that word also. But even both these leaders sat with the initiative took by V.R. Krishnaiyer. Before drying the ink of that paper, they killed Pannenur Chandran, BJP's Jilla Secretary of Kannur, before the drying up of the ink. Again, when I was introduced here, I told you that I was editor of Kesari. During my tenure, one of our workers wrote a write-up to end this type of politics. We have to sit together and we have to discuss. It is not proper for this Kerala situation and coming up generation. See, it has been ridiculed like anything by the state secretary, none other than the CM today. And again, the last thing, fourth thing I want to say. 1 year back, Pujaniya Mohanji Sarsangajala came to Kerala. He was there in Kannur. In our Balramji's house, there was a press meet. Press meet in the sense to give a condolence message of Ashok Singalji's death. Because it was in Kannur, one of the journalists asked with permission that what about the politics going on in this Kerala murder politics and all? What's your take on it? Mohanji suddenly given the reply, I am extending the hand to those party leaders. We have to sit together. You know, on that very evening, the party leadership gave the statement that you have started it and you stop it. See, this type of arrogant nature is continuing. So RSS is always ready for talking, and by the rule of law, it is to be stopped, and through democratic way. That is RSS way. No, we haven't asked it. It is very well clear what all are being written in this state.
Sir, if you have started it, how many you have killed? How many of those communist workers that RSS?
We haven't started anything. मैंने जो बताया 69 में first killing हुआ. From that side, without any provocation, it has started and it is going on. बहुत अच्छा. Thank you for your cooperation.